Unbelievable. Seen a bruised woman? Betty's getting scolded. A letter flies like a frisbee. The man drags his wife away. The flowers of hope wilt before blooming, and in desperation, Betty can only try to dial for help, hoping for a miracle. After countless dead ends, someone finally breaks the awkward silence. A clothing store owner who studied in the US decides to lend a helping hand. Need a phone? Here. The call is finally connected. Good luck, Betty. The embassy's response is just a face full of regret and sympathy, helpless as Betty turns to leave. The boss, who has been watching her, finally speaks up. Rather than saying it's kind, maybe he can actually help. The next day, he shows up on time to contact a broker organization. He offers 3 escape routes. Betty picks the most dangerous, knowing it's harder to detect. This route starts from Tehran, crosses the Zagros Mountains, passes through the war-torn Kurdish region, and heads straight to the Turkish border. If successful, she will walk into the US embassy in Turkey seeking asylum with a quote of $10,000. This is the first time she sees someone willing to help her out, and not just telling her to give up for her. As long as she can take her daughter away, this fee is nothing. What's more important is that they promise she can pay after reaching America. She seems to finally grasp a glimmer of hope. Fate appears to be making a silent turn. As their daughter just started school, tears persuaded her husband to relent, allowing Betty to accompany her to school daily. From then on, every morning after dropping her daughter off at school, she rushes to that clothing store to meticulously plan their escape. One day, the husband takes a surprise visit to the school, sees Betty rushing in, and without a word, swings his hand in front of the teacher and the kids. Betty's unexpected disappearance completely drives this usually calm man absolutely mad. What he fears is not that his wife is leaving, but that his pride is challenged. In a fit of rage, he cuts the phone line at home and takes their daughter. He locks the door and confines Betty inside. From that day on, she is indefinitely under house arrest. Meals are brought to the door at set times, and there's no further communication. The whole house is terrifyingly silent, as if even the wind stopped breathing. This is not just physical confinement, but a complete mental torture. Day after day, Betty guards that empty room alone. Like a little bird in a cage, her storm is about to break. Eventually, a bomb ends this confinement as she dives into her husband's embrace, tears flowing. Repeatedly thanking her husband for his favor, her gaze is soft, as if she's feeding a little kitten. She starts to act submissive, even more obedient than a dog around relatives. But no one knows she's never given up on escaping. All her obedience is just a carefully woven disguise. Just when she thought everything was going according to plan, worry ignited. The lockdown escalated, and the escape date was pushed back. Time dragged on endlessly, and opportunities began to fade away. At that moment, Betty receives a call from America. Her father is critically ill, and surprisingly, her husband agrees to let her go back to America to visit. Really? Are you going to see him? Cautiously, she suggests whether she can take her daughter with her, igniting her husband's rage instantly. That's my money, I want it. He wants to fully expose Betty. Allowing her to go back is just a means for her to sell the house and bring the money back to Iran. He knows as long as the daughter remains in Iran, Betty will never truly escape. Betty falls into long silence. Looking at her sleeping daughter, she finally realizes that if she doesn't leave now, it will truly be too late. In this place, a 9-year-old girl can already be arranged for marriage. She cannot risk her daughter's future for any gamble. Fortunately, fate relents. One evening, her husband is called for overtime, so Betty tells her in-law she'll take her daughter shopping. After a long period of acquiescence and disguise, everyone lowers their guard. No one stops them as the mother and daughter quietly exit the cage. Betty immediately dials the broker's phone number, not waiting for the perfect moment anymore. They're leaving right now. She knows this journey could be fraught with danger, even costing their lives, but she has no way back. The mother and daughter hop on the first escape vehicle, as Iran is engulfed in the shadows of war. The streets abound with police cars and checkpoints. Vehicles are forced to stop and soldiers come in to check. The soldier's gaze lingers on the little girl for a few seconds, and Betty's heart leaps to her throat. But she holds back her emotions, and after a moment of thought, the soldier frowns and waves them through. After a night of travel, they finally arrive at the edge of the Zagros Mountains, switch to another vehicle, and instantly don the traditional clothing of the Kurdish region. Dressed to avoid the upcoming checkpoint, Betty takes a moment to rest while changing, but the driver suddenly bursts in, violently rummaging through her luggage. Without hesitation, he takes her wallet, passport, and jewelry. Unable to resist, Betty can only choose silence and compliance. Because she knows this isn't retreating, but survival. They continue onward, and as they near the border, a shot suddenly breaks the silence. The driver shows the pass. Finding no issues, they're released. The mother and daughter then mount horses, entering a true no-man's land. The Zagros Mountains are a journey filled with the unknown and peril, a desolate plateau with thin air. They are extremely exhausted and even lose their way, but their belief remains steady and unbroken, as she understands. As long as they cross this mountain, they will enter Turkey. After hours of struggle, they finally reach the border. Before parting, the Iranian driver hands her a package, saying goodbye in broken English. She opens it to find a passport, wallet, and jewelry that were stolen just a day before. It turns out